Peace. Welcome back to another episode of Midnight Sun vlogcast. And tonight I want to talk about something that I tweeted a couple days ago. It was a tweet about being spiritually aligned with who you date, who you connect with, whether it be friendship-wise, romance, family, anything that comes to mind when it comes to like connections and building connections. Also, before I get into it, I want to give a thank you to all the new subscribers, to all the new people that's been commenting and liking my posts, my YouTube videos, my old ones, my new ones. I really appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. And I just wanted to give a thank you to everybody for that, because that means a lot to me. So yeah. So back to the topic. My tweet was, dating somebody that's not spiritually on your level is draining. And what I mean by that is that when you two are not spiritually connected, like when y'all are not spiritually aligned with that, whether that comes to beliefs, whether that comes through beliefs, the way you were raised, and your future goals and plans when it comes to relationships. And I don't want you to just think of it as you're above somebody or somebody's above you. It's not really that. It's just sometimes we come together for a lesson. And that lesson is to be more spiritually aligned with your true self. And this could be a lesson for both parties. And both parties have to learn that lesson through connecting with something that they don't truly align with. Sometimes the negatives in our life are actually big positives. And that's what all these lessons are about. Like learning that both sides of a coin will usher change. It's not always about being right. It's not always about being wrong. It's about the dynamic nature of life. It's about what spirit has planned for you both, for all parties involved. And I think that we need to keep that in mind, like when it comes to breakups, when it comes to things that are not aligned anymore. When the season is over, we can't cry over the leaves that fall. We gotta adjust to the temperature, the weather. Like we gotta adjust, and that's what I mean by spiritually aligned. Sometimes one person may be destined to go this way, and the other person is destined to go this way. And sometimes even your beliefs can cause that separation. Like, I'm not saying being closed-minded towards people with different beliefs or different concepts or different theories of life, of love, of connections, of relationships, of intimacy, or whatever. Because sometimes opposites do attract, but that doesn't mean that attraction is always going to be there. That doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that the two of you are meant to be. And a lot of people say the quote, "What's meant for me won't miss me." But sometimes even what's not meant for you will come to your attention, will come to your life, will come to your grasp. But then you realize that you weren't supposed to grasp it at all. You were supposed to let it free. You were supposed to let it be. And sometimes, like, when we can't let go of something, that's when it creates an even more negative energy towards it. Like when it comes to the mind. Like a lot of people have to go through certain dramas just to see that things are not for them anymore. Like they go through certain situations just to notice that them and the person are no longer eye to eye or just understanding of each other. And then you can have negative thoughts towards the person. And that doesn't even need to happen. Like sometimes when that end happens, you have to give thanks because you learn what you learned, you got what you needed from it, and on to the next. On to something that's more aligned for you. No shade to the past. There's no need to shade the past. The only reason why we shade the past is because we have something that we're still holding on to, something that we haven't healed from, something that we're not seeing fully. And that lesson comes back to repeat in another cycle with another person. Just because you leave one person in the past and you find yourself with somebody new doesn't mean you two are spiritually aligned either. But then again, spirit did align you for a moment to learn a lesson again. And it gets draining because you keep going through the same motions without fully processing what's going on. It gets draining because you are not listening to your spirit, to your intuition, to the guidance that's being shown to you through signs, through dreams, through feelings, through emotions, through miscommunication, through misalignment with whoever you're going through it with. But most importantly, yourself. So yeah, when you both are spiritually aligned with yourselves and then you come together, that's when it's a whole new dynamic. It's a whole new feeling. It's a whole new experience. And that old cycle is gone. That old cycle is now a sense of empowerment for both of you. And that sense of empowerment is going to make the connection even stronger because y'all both have understanding of yourselves and of others and of why connections happen and also why connections don't happen. So it's like you become more neutralized to the actual nature of life coming and going. You become more in tune with spirit. And when you become more in tune with spirit, of course you're going to be more in tune with the other person. Of course you're going to be more in tune with your purpose and your guidance and your direction, the direction you're going, the journey you're going on. And the next person, like you start to realize why they came into your life. And I think we need to focus on that aspect more than focusing on what can this person do for me? Oh, how much money do they have? Oh, is she, it's a lot of expectations that we go around and place on other people without even having those qualities for ourselves. And some of the qualities can be so surface level. Like, what about the actual person's purpose? Like, what about their soul? What about their spirit? How are they as a person, as a brother or sister, a mother or father? How are they? How are they to themselves? That's a major one, because a person's going to treat themselves how they going to treat everybody else. Or a person can be really good to themselves. Don't get it fucked up, because some people can hide the shit. Some people are narcissists. They can hide behind a smile, behind good intentions, behind love bombing, whatever you want to call it, behind all the manipulation they do, the filters they use to cover up who they truly are. And that's why you gotta learn discernment. All these relationships and shit and connections and friendships that we go through, you should have some discernment. Especially as you age, you should see and judge the things around you more and more. And I don't mean judge in a negative way. I'm just saying judge as if you're trying to protect your heart, protect your soul, because this world is crazy out here. You don't want no drama. You don't want no issues. You don't want to go through the same shit over and over. You don't want to be abused. You don't want to be abandoned. You don't want to be let down. So judge your environment, judge your situations, judge the people around you. And, weigh the scale, the heart and the feather, weigh the scale. Is this person good for me? Am I good for them? Are we good for each other? Like, is this a good time? Is this a good opportunity? Is this a good connection? Like, is this good for my spiritual journey? Like, a lot of people know that people have qualities and traits that they don't like, that will trigger them, that will, eventually lead to some type of drama, some type of, some type of chaos. I just say that. I can't think right now, but, and they still end up getting with the person. They still give that person the attention. They give the person the opportunity to hurt them. They, as in all of us, we all do this shit. Then there's some people that know better, some people know better now. And I congratulate those people that have healthy relationships, people that are meant to be together, meant by spirit. Like, spirit was the lead of the connection, and it still is. It's leading the connection. It's not about a man leading a woman. It's not about a woman submitting to a man. It's about the spirit lead you both together. The spirit lead you both together. Do you both submit to your divine spirit, to the divine spirit, to purpose? Everything else will follow. And that's what I've learned from my connections. And the next time I do get in a connection, I know I'm going to do it right. It's not even just about me doing it right. It's about being spiritually aligned enough to align with another person who is also spiritually aligned. And by spiritually aligned, I also don't mean like your beliefs differ, because I believe two people can come together with completely two different personalities, two different minds, two different hearts, you know? If they can find the common love between each other, then they can make it work. It's not all about being the same. It's not all about being a twin flame or whatever. It's about the understanding. It's about the spirit. And without that, the relationship is dead. Without that, the relationship, the connection is just hot air. Without that, the whole foundation crumbles in on itself. It falls in on itself before it could even build up. And even when it's broken, even when it's depleted, people still hold on. They still hold on to those relationships. They still hold on to each other because they're afraid to let go. And that could be what their spirit is trying to teach them. How to let go, how to move on, how to heal themselves from being hurt, being manipulated. There's so many different lessons that the spirit teaches through a connection. Every connection you have has countless lessons that you can process or go through. And this goes for friendships too. Sometimes you're friends with people and they don't understand you in any way, and you don't understand them in any way. And the will to understand between you two is not even present. It's just pointless connections, small talk. You both are lying to yourselves and to each other. You're not being your true self. They're not being their true self. And you're pretending together. You're putting on an act. And I think that's so unhealthy, because the potential of a true friendship where you both are spiritually aligned with who you are, there's nothing that can come between that. Because when you both lie to each other, somebody's bound to cross one another, like cross them on some Judas type shit. And that's why a lot of friendships crumble like that, because it was formed from a lie. It was basically governed by a lie. The whole connection was a lie. And when you lie to yourself that easy, when you live a lie that easy, you'll do anything. And then once that other person realizes it, now you're enemies. Now you just made an enemy. But deep down, you two should have respect for each other. Deep down, you two should see the bigger picture. And it's that you both were enemies to yourself. And that's real as fuck. But I want to know other people's opinion on this. I want to further discuss this, like in another episode. Maybe after this, you guys leave comments. Hit me up on Twitter about it. Yeah, I just want to know what other people think about this. It's an opinion. It's my opinion to be spiritually aligned with somebody, and to not be spiritually aligned with them is draining. If you agree, if you don't agree, it's okay. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, share this video if you think it's an interesting talking point. And thank you for tuning in to Midnight Sun.